Welcome back, guys. I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today is day 2 of our drawing marathon. So today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw Helicoprion from Hungry Shark Evolution. So yeah, here's our reference image. So yeah, this is a really cool shark to draw. So yeah, go get your pencil, your paper, and your eraser, and we will dive right into the tutorial. So as always, we're going to be putting in our outline to start off. Let's put in a circle. Large circle right about here. So you want to have it not at the very right of your paper, but close to the edge, because we want to have enough room to put in the rest of the body. So in Hungry Shark Evolution, the sharks almost always have a huge head, and the body is kind of like much smaller in proportion. So the head is very exaggerated. So yeah, we want to have a smaller oval right about there, which is going to be slightly overlapping this large circle, which represents the head. This will represent the body. And yeah, I think the tail will probably come right about here, just to guess. But yeah, let's put in the spine. So remember, Helicoprion is that really weird looking shark with like that saw blade for the bottom jaw. The eye will be right about there. So you want to have a circle here for that weird buzz saw. And then we have a nice long fin, pectoral fin coming out the side there. Yeah, the body slants upward like so. We're going to have one fin there, and we'll put the fin on the other side. Then right here on the top, let me make this a little higher. On the top we're going to have the large dorsal fin, and there's another smaller dorsal fin, one more fin near the back there, and then we have our tail, which we will put in. So yeah, don't worry about how everything looks right now, guys. We're just getting a feel of what the shape is going to look like and getting the proportions set in. And to me, this looks pretty good. This looks very accurate to what the shark from Hungry Shark Evolution looks like. So yeah, let's take our erasers and erase some of the lines we don't need right away, so we don't have to be constantly cleaning up after ourselves throughout the video. So I'm just going to erase. You guys can follow along. I'll try and keep my hand out of the way, because I know that can be very annoying in video tutorials when people are drawing. Their hands always seem to be in the way. So I think we've erased enough. We have the basic idea of what everything looks like right now, and we're going to be working left to right since I'm right-handed. So I apologize to all of you who are left-handed. So yeah, the shark has almost like a sword-like tail, at least the top part. We want to have one line going down the center. Just move my camera up to make sure we got the whole shark in focus. There we go. And then we're going to put in the stripes. So it's got a few stripes on its tail and pectoral fin, and a little bit on the dorsal fin. But that's pretty much it for the stripes. And the stripes are very lightly colored because the shark is a dark purple color. But since we're not like coloring the shark in, I'm going to make the stripes the opposite. The stripes are actually going to be darker. That's a trick I often use when drawing with black and white. So if you have a shading pencil or some other pencil that you think might help you shade in quicker, then go ahead and use that instead of your mechanical pencil or whatever drawing device you're using. So that looks pretty good. So now we're working onto the bottom half, which is slightly longer and has a little bit of a different shape to it. So yeah, this one also has some stripes, so we'll put those in and then we'll color them. And I'll also put that line down the center. So if you want to do some cross hatching, that would also be a great idea to add some shading. So I'll shade this side just by moving my pencil in two opposite directions, and that's what we call a cross hatch. And then I'll color in the stripes. It's always fun to draw something that some people would think is simple. Like this reference, the reference image looks like a pretty easy drawing to do, but there's so many little things you can add to make it look more detailed. Hungry Shark evolution drawings are always my favorite, and apparently you guys like them too because they always become super popular on my channel, which I also think is very cool. Okay, so we've got the tail pretty much finished, or at least the end of the tail. I guess this portion right here would also be considered tail. Then we have one little fin sticking up there. And let's make this line on the, I'll just call it the spinal line. You want to curve it up like so, and it dips down right before it gets to the head. So yeah, I pressed down a little harder with my pencil, which means this line is going to be a little bit more finalized right now. So let's work on the second dorsal fin here. And this one has a weird hook to it. So it's almost, yeah, it's almost like an eagle beak. It's sort of like barbed. Yeah, and to these fins you can also add some cross hatching. Basically just want to put in some color. You don't have to color the whole thing solid. You want to leave a little bit of an edge of a lighter color to make it look like the light is shining off of it. So let's draw the final and largest dorsal fin. And this one has like a little, what would you call this? Looks like a little crack in the back of the dorsal fin. This one also has a rather weird shape to it. A notch, I think that's what that's called, a notch. It's got a notch in its dorsal fin. And the dorsal fin does have a few stripes. So I grab my shading pencil, and we'll shade this in. Helicoprion is such a freaky shark. Like before I did this tutorial, I watched a video on it, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty amazing. But I can sort of see how it went extinct. I mean, it doesn't look like the most effective hunter, because it seems like a lot of prey might be able to slip out of its jaws. So here we're going to add some shading to the lower portion of this fin. That looks pretty good. So let's work on the bottom fins. So this one has no stripes, not too much shading, so don't worry too much about it. And this line continues pretty straight until right about here, where it bulges out into a stomach. And we also should put in the opposite fin, which we will see part of, and this will be shaded in nice and dark, like that. So now we can put in the main pectoral fin. And this one has like 2 notches in it. So put those in, and this one's firmly attached to the torso. That's a really, really long fin. Like in the reference image, the fin looks like it almost reaches the tail. So I'm probably making it a tiny bit shorter than it actually looks in the game. So interesting fact, guys, I've not ever played Hungry Shark Evolution, but I have seen some videos of other people playing it, like the Gaming Beaver. So yeah, comment below what is your favorite shark from Hungry Shark Evolution if you do play the game. My favorite so far of the ones I've drawn is probably the Megalodon. But we'll see how well this drawing turns out. It might become my favorite one. So yeah, the fins all look really nice and complete. We gotta put in a little bit more shading to show the roundness of the belly here. So we'll put that in with care. Like so. So mainly just the under portions are going to be shaded in. And try and make it darker as you get near the bottom, and lighter as you get near the top, or the center, I guess, of the torso here. And this under portion will also be shaded in. So what's nice about the Hungry Shark Evolution reference images is that they have clear lighting, so you can tell exactly where the light source is coming from, and it makes it really easy to shade. Sometimes when I'm like copying off of another dinosaur artist's drawing, it becomes a little harder because you have to sort of copy what the artist drew, and they might not have done perfect shadows, you know. But since this is from like a video game, they have like one light source, which makes it easy to draw. Because in real life, you really don't have that. You don't really just have one light source, because there's reflections off of lots of things, whether that's water or cars or, you know, so there's light coming from bouncing off all different types of objects. But yeah, in a video game setting, the light usually comes from one angle. So there we go. We just added in some more planes of shading. And now we can put in the gills. I believe there are 5 of them. And they're start right about here. So we got some nice accurate looking gills put in. Those look really great. So yeah, let's move on to the head. This is the part I've been waiting for the entire time, because it's obviously going to be the most fun to draw that buzz saw. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with how the body just turned out so far. So guys, we have this nice outline to help us. Since we've already put that in, it's not going to be too hard to figure everything out. But I am going to move the eye up a bit. So the eye is actually going to be moved to right about here. And it's got like an eye that's shaped almost like a diamond. It's got some definite edges here. Makes it look kind of mean. It's got a triangular pupil. So yeah, that's basically what the eye looks like. Then we gotta put the brow above it like so. So the head is probably the most unrealistic part about this drawing. It's just extremely large and definitely separated from the rest of the body. And sharks' eyes are not just like on the very top of the head. and they're really more sunken into the head of the shark instead of like, yeah, stuck on top there. But yeah, this looks pretty cool. So the next thing we have to work on, basically just adding a little bit of shading on the edge of where the head is stuck on, because that's what it looks like in the reference image. So we want to make the spiral as curved as possible. You know, you want to make it look nice and round, and just basically follow what we put in the outline. It's going to curve down like so. So we have a nice S shape there. And then we're going to continue the spiral this way. So yeah, guys, follow the spiral like so. I'm just trying to take it slow so I can get it perfect. So it has a really pointy nose that's very small, shaped like that, and it's got a wrinkle in it, which shows how angry this shark is. And I think the nostril is going to be right about there. See, it's got a really comical looking face. Reminds me of the sharks from Nemo. So you want to put some shading under the nose there. And this shark has a ton of gums showing. So yeah, the gum is almost as thick as the whole top jaw there. And of course it's filled with these extremely pointy teeth. But yeah, it only looks like there's only one row of these teeth. And they get slightly more triangular and slightly shorter as we get closer to the back of the jaw. And here's where we can take our eraser and erase the part of the line on top of each tooth. At least for the top ones here. These ones are pretty fine just like they are. But yeah, the top ones have this little, like a little notch that's showing there. It gives, I guess it adds extra fierceness to the teeth. But yeah, be sure to put those in for another level of scariness to your shark, I guess. And we're gonna add a little bit of shading to show the root of each tooth, like so. And also you can add some shading at the very edge of the gum, right there. So I'm actually really impressed with how this drawing is turning out. It's looking very, very nice. And of course we should put in some of the teeth on the other side, which we actually don't see too much of. We only see a few of them. But yeah, be sure to shade these in nice and dark. Dark enough to make the teeth in front of them really pop. So that looks really good. I hope your drawing is looking really good too, because I'm really happy with how mine's looking. And yeah, if you want me to see your drawing, you can either email it to DannyTheDinosaurDrawer@gmail.com, or you can tag me on Instagram at DannyTheDinosaurDrawer. And I will have links to my Instagram in the description of this video. So here's where it gets a bit complicated, because the teeth are going to be going all the way around. So we have some tongue here, which we might as well put in right away. We got part of the shark tongue. And the teeth start right about here. So that's where we're going to put our first tooth in. And since the bottom jaw is the much cooler jaw, they obviously made the teeth on the bottom jaw much bigger. And these look a little bit more like what you'd see with like great white shark teeth. So we're going to curve them all the way around. They don't necessarily get that much smaller as they curve around. So it looks a lot like a saw, one of those circular wood saws. And you want to leave a little bit of area here so we can draw in the gums. So each individual tooth is going to have that same sort of notch that we drew on the top there. You can't leave that out. It's a really cool feature to this hungry shark. So I guess this jaw would just like chop fish in half or something. And it would probably come back and swallow the remains or something like that. And a lot of people say like, oh, I'm so happy this thing is extinct, but I think it'd actually be really cool if there's still Helicoprions around. Like, I don't think the shark is that big, so you wouldn't, I doubt, it might kill humans, I don't know. There's tons of videos of people swimming with sharks, and the sharks don't do anything, so I don't think it would be too dangerous. I'll have to look up how big Helicoprion was. So yeah, now we can put a more definite line on the edge of the lip here. And again, we can add some more shading. And here it looks like there are 2 rows of teeth. But you really can't see it, the other row, right past this tooth that I just put in. So these ones you can also shade in. Don't shade them in as dark as the opposite row on the top jaw. You want to make these a little lighter. And for all of those of you who are wondering what pencil I'm using, I'll have a link to that also in the description below. Because I know a lot of you guys are interested in what pencil I use. I'm just cleaning up the top teeth there because it got a little smudged. You can add some shading to each segment of gum. But again, the shading is going to be kind of weird because the teeth go all the way around. It's going to have some teeth on the bottom here, which really the gum should be shaded in. The whole section of gum at the bottom should be shaded in. Also, I'm going to add some shading into the tongue here. And maybe a little bit more at the bottom jaw here. Hey, definitely comment below if you enjoyed this video, because I definitely did. Drawing Helicoprion was very fun. And if you have any specific hungry shark creatures you'd like me to draw, definitely leave it in the comments below which ones you'd like me to draw. I have already done the Megalodon, I've done the Mosasaurus, and the Dunkleosteus. But I think that's about it. I might have done some other ones that I forgot about. If you have any other shark that I've not drawn from Hungry Shark Evolution, please comment below. because we are doing a video a day, so I need lots of ideas. Yeah, this drawing turned out really phenomenal. Really loving how it's looking right now. So I'm just taking my eraser and adding some highlights for added detail, I guess. And yeah, I think I'll sign my name right here and the date. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, share it with your friends who also might enjoy drawing a shark from Hungry Shark Evolution, and I will see you guys tomorrow in day 3 of Danny the Dinosaur Drawers Marathon.